I'll share a brand new, incredibly fantastic Japanese animation with you, today called Beyond a Married Couple. But not lovers, the male lead is made to cohabitate with the sexiest student while making out to be a couple. The higher the score, the more intimate the conduct is and the more physical touch they have. However, if the two do not engage in intimate behavior, they will lose points and ultimately fail to graduate. The male protagonist and the schoolgirl engaged in numerous intriguing and blushing plans in order to graduate. Will they ever actually date each other? And how much intimacy will develop between the young couple? Together, let's look at this. The story opens with Akari, the most attractive student in school, worshipping at the shrine while Shiori, another student, stumbles and unintentionally clutches Akari's hip. Our male protagonist will then make an appearance, creating a love triangle with these two girls. A boy by the name of Jirou attends an alternate school where a male and a girl are chosen at random to act as a couple. Despite being the most attractive girl in the school, Jirou is not interested in Akari because he has already fallen in love. Jirou, a typical student, sees Akari as being the same. The most well-liked student at her school, Minami Tenjin, has been her crush. Therefore, everyone is dissatisfied with the following grouping. Jirou wishes to be in a group with Shiori, the girl he spent his childhood with, but he is placed with Akari instead. It is certain that the popular girl at school and the common boy will not get along. They fight frequently, which infuriates the scoring device in the living room and immediately subtracts 3 points from the failing phony marriage. Jirou is given the go-ahead by Akari to behave himself so that they can exchange partners with other A-level couples if they achieve level A, as per school policy. Akari must work with Jirou to seem to be a well-behaved pair in order to date Minami, who is most likely in level A. Jirou starts to fall for her, and their lost points are promptly restored. However, Jirou has been alone for a long time, and this is his first time having an intimate relationship with a girl, which shocks him so much that he flees using the pretext of shopping. Jirou overhears Shiori and Minami talking to one another while watching them from a distance, revealing their relationship. Jirou feels dejected as he returns to the school's prearranged house, because he thinks like his first love has been taken from him and he is worried that Shiori would be drawn to Minami, a lovely boy. At this point, Akari once more advises them to work hard and achieve high marks, so they can pick their ideal mate. Because Akari is so close, Jirou has a clear view of her attractive body. Just then, the doorbell rings, giving the distraught young man Jirou the opportunity to flee and check the video doorbell in order to escape seeing Akari. When Jirou's best friend calls to ask him to the comic, Akari advises him to kiss his wife before leaving like a respectable husband in order to get points. The attractive girl just wants Jirou to kiss her on the face, but because she stimulates him excessively, he instead kisses her lips. Akari sits limply, her face flushed on the ground as their scores are added back. Jirou regularly has dreams about kissing Shiori ever since this day, but when he wakes up, he sees Akari, whose fury is just as scorching as her figure. In this manner, a week goes by. One day, Jirou's emotions, which had recently stabilized, relapse when he notices Shiori grasping Minami's arm. Jirou assumes that since his classmate had no spirit at all, his crush has fallen in love. Even worse, the teacher informs Jirou that, based on his and Akari's present scores, neither of them would ultimately be allowed to graduate unless they boost the grade of their made-up pair. Jirou is stranded inside the school because it is pouring outside, but he doesn't have an umbrella. Therefore, he is inside. Shiori starts speaking to Jirou as she sits down next to him. Jirou learns from the conversation that Shiori grabbed Minami's arm because she was so terrified of bugs. The subsequent event causes Jirou's emotions to fluctuate. Shiori's explanation had just helped Jirou regain some of his confidence. When Minami declines the chance to perform in Kivi with the most attractive student, Akari, instead showing up at school to offer Shiori an umbrella, which makes Jirou feel so inferior to Minami. Jirou has been dejected ever since Minami picked up Shiori and left. At this point, Jirou is found by Akari, who makes him a delicious dinner to cheer him up. Jirou shared Akari's original goal of changing his partner by aiming for high scores, and he took the initiative to give Akari food. They behave closely and dress thinly, just like a real pair would. They believe they are only pretending, but when acting sexually intimate, they frequently want to kiss each other. Jirou frequently fantasizes about falling in love with Shiori as a result of his recent spate of flirtatious encounters. He is called out by Akari one night when he is having a dream about kissing Shiori. She has learned that watching horror films as a pair can help them win points, so she wakes Jirou up to watch American zombie films. Akari is so brave as to change clothes in front of Jirou that she even purchases pajamas for the couple. The electricity stops at this point. Because she is so terrified, Akari runs right into Jirou's arms. They were clothed when they first began a close relationship. Jirou, however, experiences anxiety and pleasure while still wearing minimal clothing as a result of the unique touch. In the dark, Akari finally feels secure in Jirou's arms as a result of their personal touch, which causes the machine to keep adding up their scores. The perfumed candle is then lit by her. Jirou notices the misty beauty of Akari while smelling the glitter and aroma. He can't help but embrace Akari and compliment her cuteness. Akari can't hear it since, according to Jirou, she is dozing off. Akari is merely pretending to be asleep, though. The school should now make the most recent report card available. Jirou is quite upset when Minami and Shiori's ranking lowers to an E due to their recent good performance. As if they had received an A, he and Akari would have been able to select this group to trade partners. Jirou becomes ill as a result of having too many problems, but Akari doesn't remain home to care for him. Instead, she goes out to have fun. When Jirou hears the doorbell ring, he assumes that Akari has returned home after realizing how chilly she is. Shiori arrives when he opens the door, though. It seems that Akari purposefully informed Shiori of Jirou's condition to assist him get the girl he desires. Akari's strategy succeeds. Jirou receives excellent care from Shiori, who prepares a special dinner for him as a patient. Jirou is watched over by Shiori as he comfortably nods off. Shiori's heart can only be revealed after that. Shiori has actually always liked Jirou. When she was in junior high school, her family made the decision to relocate, so she wanted to tell Jirou how she really felt before they parted ways. Jirou, however, was shocked by the news and departed without paying attention to what Shiori had to say. They reconnected as classmates years later. Shiori's love for Jirou has reached an all-time high, and he finds himself wanting to sneakily kiss him as he sleeps. But because they didn't have a formal relationship, she abruptly rejected the notion. Akari returns home at night and is bathing. Jirou approaches the door to express gratitude. Akari, however, is not in a good mood. She suddenly feels a little agitated when she considers assisting Jirou in pursuing Shiori. After this particular night, Akari starts to get a sense of the kind of woman Jirou enjoys. She seemed to be trying to learn what men enjoy in order to win Minami over with her questions. However, Akari is unaware that the man she truly cares for has changed his name to Jirou. After learning that Jirou prefers girls who can make bento, Akari starts making bento the following day with the intention of making a superior meal for Minami. But first, she will give Jirou all of her practice bento. Jirou's best friend has been encouraging Jirou to push Akari to bed and finish his transformation from a boy to a man ever since hearing about his recent cohabitation with Akari. Despite Akari's scant clothing, Jirou insists that he will retain his restraint. Jirou sounds disinterested in Akari every time he speaks of her. But what follows makes Jirou understand his heart. Akari is prepared to send Minami her greatest bento at last. When she notices Jirou is hungry, she gives him a casual bite, but Jirou finds it confusing that Akari would give another man such a nice bento. Jirou is a little envious of Akari's seductive attire. Just then, a mishap occurs. To deliver an apple pie to them, Shiori knocks on the door. In their conversation, Akari discovers that she was utterly mistaken about Minami's taste in food. She feels that her bento is in no way competitive after taking a look at the apple pie. Shiori departs, and Akari gives Jirou the bento. Jirou notices that Akari is depressed and keeps complimenting her charm to cheer her up. but inadvertently lets out that he believes Akari is liked by all the boys at school and that they all aspire to be intimately involved with her as a pair. Jirou regrets this right away, but Akari pushes him into the couch and inquires as to whether he shares the same sentiments as other males. Jirou is being undressed by Akari, who takes the initiative to grasp his hands. However, Jirou's final vestige of sanity intervenes and advises Akari that this sort of activity ought to be done with someone she likes. Jirou claims to Akari that he solely likes Shiori, which Akari interprets incorrectly. She instructs the lad to stop acting like they are a couple while forcing a fake smile. Jirou and Akari have become considerably more distant since this day. The points they accrued kept declining because they stopped acting like a pair. Jirou reverts to the otaku, who prefers to play video games alone. Because of her excitement, Akari unintentionally admits that she likes Jirou. However, she immediately tries to make it a joke and corrects herself. Jirou exhales happily when Akari finally accepts to continue playing a couple with him. Don't forget to subscribe and like. See you in my upcoming video.